So guys, welcome back to another video and welcome to the second episode of I Review Your Teams. Now, I'm sorry there's been such a big gap between the first and second episode. Pretty much, I released episode 1 and then the Team of the Season rumours started to kick in and then it got announced and I just didn't want to upload an episode right before Team of the Season where for pretty much every squad I'm just going to be telling people to wait for Team of the Season because that just seemed pointless. So I waited a bit longer and now here we are. You guys know how this series works. You guys send me in your squads. I then showcase them and just review them, I guess. I give my opinions on the team and also offer some alternative suggestions. If you guys want to get involved in this series, you can send me your squads using the methods in the description below. It's best to wait for when I announce that I'm looking for squads, and I do that over on the community tab. So if you don't have notifications turned on for this channel, you should do so now, and that way you'll be notified when I post on the community tab so you know when to send in your squad. Anyway, we're just going to get straight into things today because I want to cover as many teams as I possibly can. So here is the first one on the screen right now. Now this first one was sent in on Twitter by Dire FIFA HD, and he goes, most of the team is untradeable, and he's got 100k for any improvements. Now when looking at this squad, in terms of 100k to work with, it's not much. It's not much to improve this team, but I'm looking at the image more closely, and I've noticed that he's got 2 Anchor Chem styles on PK and Boateng. I would honestly spend some of that money on giving them both Shadow Chem styles, especially PK, to give him that extra pace boost. I think that would help out a lot in the backline. And then for the remainder of the team, it's really good. Like, the backline is solid, the midfield is also pretty good, and the attack is pretty nice as well. But what I would advise doing is just saving up some coins and then working on upgrading someone like Paylo, because unfortunately, Paylo just doesn't fit the meta at all in FIFA, and he's just not that effective as a player in the game, so I would look to upgrade him. Obviously, you've got an absolutely brilliant midfielder in Kante and a really good attacking mid in Ozil, so Pirlo would probably be the player I would look to upgrade. Big fan of the backline though, and goalkeeper. I think that's a really, really good defensive setup. The next squad was sent in on Google Docs by Dustin, and he said he's got around 260k to play with. The full team is pretty much untradeable, and also he plays the 4-2-3-1 in game. So as you can imagine, Kimmich and Kante are the two that dropped to CDM, and then obviously you got the attacking 4 right here. Now obviously there are a couple of players who aren't on full chemistry, but they're on decent chemistry, which is nice. Now instantly there is an upgrade that's obvious for me, and it's because of the latest addition to Ultimate Team, and that's in the form of Leon Goretzka, who was recently released, and he comes straight in for Kimmich for me. I've used them both, and Leon Goretzka was absolutely brilliant for me. I reviewed him already, it's up on the channel, be sure to go check it out if you haven't seen it. So I would probably look to work towards that Goretzka. I know with your current budget you can't afford him instantly, but obviously it's someone that you could work towards, and with Team of the Season being out and there being so many objectives which give you high rated players, it probably wouldn't cost you too much if you're willing to grind for it. Another area which I feel could be improved in this side is the goalkeeper. I personally just wasn't a big fan of Nick Pope's FUT birthday card as a goalkeeper. It's a nice novelty card with a 5-star skills, but as an actual shot stopper, there are many better Premier League keepers in the game. Aside from them 2 areas though, I think it's a really good squad. Really do like the attack, all them red cards in there, and I'm a big fan of Player of the Month Sancho. I would probably also look to upgrade Fabian Schär as well, but I understand that he also helps with chemistry for Mbabu, so that one might not be as easy, but maybe work towards an icon centre-back. Someone like Blanc or Desai would actually be really good for his team, just because it would put Kante on that full chem. So yeah, nice team apart from that though, and definitely looks like it could do some damage in game, and yeah, you're a very, very lucky person to have Team Kante in your squad. We have another Twitter submission up next. Dr. K sent in this very nice team, and he says he's got about 500 and 300k to play with, so I'm unsure what his actual coin balance to play with is, but he said 500 and 300. I don't know if I'm misreading that tweet or what, but anyway, what could we do with this team? Well, first of all, it's a very nice team for a start. I like the attack with Hazard, João Felix and Silva in there. I think João Felix's Future Stars card, is one of them items in Ultimate Team that people either love or hate, and judging by the fact that you use him, I'd imagine that you're a big fan of him. Also really do like Del Piero in this game. I've got his 90 rated version, he is outstanding, and Flashback Vidal is also a top end player as well. I like the back line, but I feel like that could do with a bit of improvement. Marcelo, this flashback card is so frustrating. Marcelo should have had a high rated flashback card in my opinion, so that's an area that I would probably look to upgrade. You could maybe bring in someone like Team of the Season Casemiro for his Modric card, and then that would get a green link to his Carlos, and then that way you could go with any La Liga left back. But aside from that, it's just a really, really nice team. And unless you get some big team season La Liga players in there, I don't think there's too much that can be done currently to improve it. But yeah, very solid side. And I'm a big fan of the backline, apart from that Marcelo card, because I just don't think it's that great for FIFA 20, especially at this stage. This next team is sent in by Alien Kings on Twitter, and it's a very, very nice side featuring quite a few meta players. I really do like the Shapeshifter Mendy card that is in here. He actually plays 4-2-3-1 in-game, as you would expect, with Bakayoko and Mendy dropping to the DM role. And yeah, it's just a really nice side featuring a bunch of overpowered players, which is obviously great to see. Instantly, I'm thinking improvements can be made though. I don't believe Footbirthday Lamar to be a top player, so I'd definitely look to maybe strengthen that area. And then another obvious improvement is to bring in an upgraded version of Lucas Hernandez. I actually really like the fact that he's used in this team though, because Lucas Hernandez's non-informed card is so good. It's been brilliant throughout the whole of FIFA, and it's still a very overpowered left centre-back item. But obviously, you definitely could look to get one of the upgraded versions once you can afford to do so. So yeah, other than that, I really don't have too much to suggest because it's a really nice squad. The next one was sent in on Instagram by John Kaiser. I hope I've got your name right. Just want to point something out about those of you that have submitted on Instagram. On Twitter and Google Forms, I don't get many. On Instagram, I get sent loads of squads, so please don't be offended if I don't get to your squad. Honestly, I didn't expect the amount of submissions that I would get on Instagram, and it's just hard to get through them all, so yeah, give me a bit of time if you want to feature on Instagram, because yeah, there's a lot of submissions on there. Anyway, let's take a look at this team. It's very nice, and I like the use of links. He doesn't actually play 5-back in-game, he plays 4-2-3-1, and he uses David Luiz and Acuna as the CDMs. And instantly, that's something that I'm not too keen on personally. I'm a big fan of Flashback David Luiz. He's my starting centre-back in my weekend league team. But I wouldn't use him as a CDM because he just doesn't have the stamina for that role, in my opinion, especially for someone like me who likes to press a lot. So I'd probably look to change that role. Obviously, he does have this League SBC Opara, who isn't on great chem, but he's just got some unreal stats. So even off chem, he's probably really good in game. But honestly, I would probably just look to inject some chem into his team and maybe look for an alternative centre back to play here to play the CDM role in future. But if you're a big fan of Opara, maybe you don't want to listen to that advice at all. You just want to keep rocking with this team. Nonetheless, very solid side, but I'll probably look to improve chemistry in some areas. And with the Bundesliga team season coming up, you could look for a different right back maybe, or you could even use Footbirthday da Costa in this role. And yeah, other than that, it's just a nice side. And I really do like this Flashback Boateng Neuer link, because that's a chemistry link that I'm a big fan of myself, because Neuer in this game is just fantastic. This very colourful looking squad was sent in on Google Docs by someone called Kieran, who has around 2 million coins to work with apparently. And yeah, I mean... Like, 2 mil's a lot to work with, and I feel like you've just got to upgrade that goalkeeper. Like, Schmeichel just isn't that good in FIFA 20. If you want another icon, I would go with Van der Sar, but obviously that's up to you. And with having such a big budget, you've got a choice of plenty of goalkeepers. Me personally, like, I know this Liga Para is very good, but I would probably drop him and bring in another Premier League centre-back just to make chemistry a whole lot easier. I would honestly do this and bring in Ogbonna, because this Ogbonna card, I'm telling you guys, is so freaking good. He's just unbelievable in FIFA 20 and fits the meta perfectly. So I would look to do that. He's like the best left-footed centre-back in the game. He's so freaking good. So that's probably what I would do. Other than that, I would just recommend waiting for the Premier League team of the season just to see what drops, and then you can decide to spend your coins from there. So yeah, other than bringing in Ogbonna or another goalkeeper, I'll probably wait just to see what the Premier League team season brings and then upgrade from there. But already it's a very good squad featuring some really nice cards. And the final squad today is sent in on Instagram by Jack Lodbrok, and this is his team. He said he's got around 160k to spend. And yeah, it's another side that's very good. Has that regular OP attack that you see in Ultimate Team, which involves Mbappe and Neymar, and he's also got Ronaldo who joins in with the attack. He plays 4-2-3-1 and 4-2-2, very similar to myself, so definitely can relate to that. I love the 4-2-2 at the start of the game. It's just not as good now, since people just play possession so much and you've got that massive hole in the middle. But at the start, 4-2-2 is amazing. But anyway, we're going off topic. Instantly, I'm thinking you've got to change up Biabiani. Oops, I've got this wrong. He actually plays 4-3-2-1 in game, and Biabiani does get full chem. Nonetheless, I would still change up Biabiany because I just don't believe he's good enough, especially at this stage of the game. This is the correct squad, by the way. But other than that, there aren't too many areas that you can heavily strengthen until Team of the Season progresses on a bit more, especially with the budget you've got to work with. So, like I say, for me personally, it's just a case of getting Biabiany out and bringing in another French attacker. Luckily, there are plenty of right-wing options. And yeah, I would go from there and just save and see what Team of the Season brings, because other than that, it's a really nice squad and I'm a big fan of the backline in particular. Okay, so we've now reviewed a bunch of your guys' teams, and just before we end, I'm going to show you guys what I got in my EFL Team of the Season guarantee pack. It was that, yeah, not amazing. I had to open it on my phone, unfortunately, because I've got so many packs saved up on console. And yeah, that's what I got. What did you guys get? Let me know in the comment section down below. Anyway, let's wrap this video up. I hope you've enjoyed it. If you have, drop a like rating on it. If you want to get involved in future episodes of this series, make sure you subscribe with notifications turned on, and that way you'll be alerted when I'm looking for squads. And if you don't know how to submit a squad for the series, then check out the description. All the information is down there. So yeah, thanks for watching. I'll catch you in the next one. Don't worry, there won't be as big as a gap between this episode and the next one. I'll probably I'm losing my voice. I'll probably upload these either every Monday or every Tuesday going forward, so look out for them. Thanks for watching. I'll catch you in the next one.